Have you ever done a hair color and maybe it didn't turn out quite the right color and then you had to use something else to fix it or to adjust it or to balance that color? Well, in this video, I'm going to teach you the principles of the color wheel. The color wheel is a tool that we as hairdressers use to help to understand all of the relationships between all of the colors. So let's get started. The color wheel starts with three primary colors. We have yellow, red, blue. These are our three primary or fundamental pure colors. From these colors, every other color can be made. So let's talk about these three colors just for a moment. They're a little bit more than just your pure fundamental. By adding them to a color, they can actually do some pretty cool things. Blue is the strongest of all of the primary colors. If you add blue to a red or a yellow color, it's actually going to look quite a bit darker and it's going to look cooler. If I add red to a color, let's say I add it to blue, it's going to make it a little bit lighter. If I add it to a yellow, it's going to go a little bit darker. So red is considered a medium color, where yellow, that one is considered the lightest of all the colors or the weakest pigment. By adding that to either red or to blue colors, you're actually going to make the color lighter and brighter. From these three colors, now we can start mixing. If you add blue and red together, you're going to make a secondary color called violet. If you mix your yellow and your red together, you're going to get the secondary color orange. And if you mix yellow and blue together, you're going to get the secondary color green. A secondary color is made by mixing two primary colors in equal proportions. That's how you're going to get these colors. Now there's one last category of colors that we're going to talk about, and that's called tertiary colors. Now tertiary colors are created when you mix a primary color with its neighboring secondary color. Your primary color yellow mixed with your secondary color green is going to give you the color yellow-green. Always remember that the primary color will always come first when you're listing a tertiary color. So for example, we would have mixing green and blue together. It's not called green-blue, it's called blue-green because blue is your primary color. So if you continue doing that around the color wheel, mixing your primary color with your neighboring secondary, you're going to see all of the tertiary colors come to life. Now the interesting thing with the color wheel, the way that I like to show it is with the yellow on top and the blue and the red on the bottom, and here's why. When we look at contributing pigments, underlying pigments, so we put lightener on the hair, we put any type of permanent color on the hair, it's going to expose these underlying pigments, which are usually very warm. When we're looking at underlying pigments, at a level 1, we start at blue. At a level 2, blue-violet. At a level 3, violet. At a level 4, we have red-violet. At a level 5, we have red, and so on and so forth, right up until we get to our levels 9 and 10 are going to be yellow and pale yellow tones. This is a really great way to understand where your contributing pigments are on each level. If I do some highlights and I end up at a level 8, the contributing pigment at a level 8 is going to be that yellowy, orangey kind of a color. It's not yellow, it still has a bit of that orange left in it. If I'm doing foils and I'm lifting the hair, I'm lightening the hair, I get to a level 8. So at a level 8, I'm not going to see a level 8 natural brown, I'm not going to see a level 8 this beautiful blonde. I'm going to see yellow-orange. I'm going to see that contributing pigment or the underlying pigment that's beneath the color. So understanding what levels each of these colors is on the color wheel is extremely important. If I'm at level 8 and I have to neutralize this color, if you look opposite on the color wheel, so any color that's opposite on the color wheel is what's going to balance the color. Opposite to a yellow-orange is going to be a blue-violet. So yellow, violet, orange, blue. They just kind of flip around. Those are the opposite colors. So when I look to tone or neutralize that color, I need to find something with the pigments blue and violet, and that's going to complement and it's going to neutralize any unwanted pigments that I may have in the hair. When you mix all your colors together, in equal proportion, you're going to end up with this muddy, grayish, brownish color. And this is basically what happens when we cross those colors together. So if we mix yellow and violet, they're opposite one another. They're going to come together and they're going to create this neutral color. The neutral color is what we're looking for when we're trying to balance our tones or balance our pigments. The other thing is maybe you're at a level 8 and you're a yellow-orange and you really want to intensify that warmth. Well, then that's where you can add even more of those pigments, those boosters in with your color. Whenever you're mixing your color, never do it without the color wheel. The color wheel is going to help you navigate every single color situation that you can come across. If you always position yellow on top and your blue and your red on the bottom, it's a really easy way then to calculate your levels. I hope you found this helpful and have a great hair day.